What's up, dudes? Notice how I don't address the fine bitches watching my channel because they are non-existent. Today I'm going to show you how to use velocity, and I'll probably get into Twixtor a little bit with this. It just depends on this song, to be honest. I haven't really listened to it that much. I'm just going to show you little tips and tricks and give you some advice on how to make your velocity look smoother. And I'm probably going to make a couple of these tutorials just so you fucking retards can learn how to edit on your own instead of starting stupid shit on Twitter. So I hope you gain something from this, because I'm not going to do this again, and I highly doubt anyone else is going to make a tutorial because they're pretty pointless in Sony Vegas in 2020. So I'll let you listen to this. Oh, I'm also going to do a little bit of audio editing, just cleaning it up. So some of you might like to know how to do that as well. I'll let you listen to the song real fast. Okay, so it's a pretty upbeat song. When I get to the effects part, it's probably going to get a little funky. I don't have any clips set aside for this, so I'm just going to fuck around and see what works the best. I'll start with this one. Something that a lot of people don't know how to do is if there's no audio, if there's any audio at all but it's super leveled out, you can right click, go to switches, and click on normalize, and it'll bring everything up, which is pretty helpful because a lot of you morons don't record with game audio, or it's super low for some reason, or you have your fucking voice screaming in the background, which is, you should stop doing that as well, because editors will cry just like I did just now. Oh shit. Okay, so we got it cut on the first shot, lined up with the first beat. Let's see what this is looking like. Okay, so the last shot is going to be right here. And to split the clips, you press S on the keyboard. It's a shortcut that you're probably going to be using all the time if you don't already. And if you press U on the keyboard, you can separate the audio from the video track. This is where the next shot is going to be for the next clip, so we're going to go ahead and cut it and get it marked off. Here's this shot. Now, there's really no right or wrong way to do this. You kind of just have to listen to the song, and however you think it should be synced is pretty much the direction to head in. Let's get one right here. Where's this? My scroll wheel on my mouse is pretty fucked up, so I have to use my arrow keys to zoom in on the timeline, if you hear me clicking like that. Let's get one right here. So all I'm doing is just placing the markers for where I want the sync points to be. Let's get this right here. Get another one. Okay. Let's get another shot right here. Now the sync on this is going to be pretty fast paced, but you know. Okay, so there's another one right here. Alright. Oops. So with velocity, I use Vegas 14, so the velocity goes up to 1000%, which a lot of people don't like, but honestly it just gives you more room to sync, so I don't understand why someone wouldn't want to use it. And you double click to set your points, and it's currently at 100%, which is just the regular clip speed. And on this beat I want him to be pulling the bolt back and coming back in, so about 147. And then for this first shot, we're going to take it up a little bit, just to speed up the beginning. And then at the end, of course. So you want to get it on the frame before he shoots. This might look a little fast, but that looks fine. And then another sync point right here. Now, during this whole time, I'm not going to be like holding your hand, teaching you how to do this, how to do that, whatever, because it's really up to the individual, and it's kind of just a creative endeavor, I suppose, with how you choose to position things. So it doesn't really matter, no right or wrong way. It's just how you hear the music and how you envision the clips to be placed. Okay, so right here, take it down to 60%, which I would recommend not going past 45%, going lower than 45% on the slow-mo. And on the speed up or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It just depends on what you think looks the best. It's still too, let's take this down a little bit, take it to 85%. Maybe it's already on slow fade. Take this up, it's already brought up a little bit. Let's take this down to 50. And we'll put one more right here, just to emphasize the slow motion. Oh, that messed up. Then we'll take this back up and meet it right before he shoots. Okay, we're about to use some Twixtor, so if you're here for the presets, go ahead and get your screenshot ready, you freaking nerds. Let's put this to, that's probably fine. We'll put this down to 50. Raise it up on the sync point for when he pulls the bolt out. Then right here, we're going to take this to 40 to emphasize the slow-mo. Then set this back to regular. Okay, so he's coming up, so when the bolt goes back into the gun, we're going to start the Twixtor. I'm not exactly sure where, but we'll see. Okay, so what you do for Twixtor, the frame, whatever frame rate the clip is recorded in, so this one's 59.7 whatever, just kind of round it off. 59.94 will be fine for this, I'd say. But you just type in the frame rate that the clip is recorded in right here, and that's how you get the smooth whatever. So for for Twixtor, you want to begin the Twixtor where there's not a lot of movement in the clip. So we'll say like right here. Oh, I already got it there. Take this down to like 10. Let's see. See how there's warping right here? Let's see. Press U on the keyboard to separate the MP4 from the MP3. See, that fucking warping is so ugly. Let's see if we can get it right here. And if it ever cuts frames like that, what you do is you change this to the next one in the list, and it'll sort it back out for you. Here, honestly, it's gonna be fine with that shit warp on it. We're gonna fix that, or we're actually gonna cover it up. So what you do now, you just bring it back to a decent looking frame before he shoots. So I'm going to do it before he scopes in because it gets really warpy on the scope. I'm going to do some more Twixtor right here. Now I know I'm just running through this really fast, but I'm taking this under the assumption that you have somewhat of an idea of what you're doing. Like I said, this is not going to be a tutorial for a fucking weenie that has no idea what's going on. This is just for the homies that ask. So we're going to take this up just a little bit, fast fade, and then start the Twixtor. We're going to do it after the 25 goes all the way up, so there's no warping on it. Right here, take it down to 10. Then we're going to, as it progressively slows, we're going to take it even more slower, so it looks smoother. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Hell yeah, looking good. Okay, so right here, another useful tip with velocity, in my opinion, is the less keyframes that you make with it, or the less points, these little green dots, the smoother the velocity is going to be. So if you have just a shit ton of points everywhere, it's going to be super choppy and you're going to look like a big old dummy. So, also, and if you kind of make the velocity like, let's see how to explain this. The waves on the velocity, the peaks and the low points, you kind of make it flow with the sound that the song is playing, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but that surely you know what I'm talking about. If you know English, you know. Okay, so here's a word right here. Oh. Okay, so we're going to put this at 100. Speed up the beginning a little bit. Take this one down to about 65. Set this back to default. Maybe do some more Twixtor right here, because we're just being a freaking nerd on this right now. Take it back down to 10. Now, with the Twixtor, there's really no certain speed you can set it to that's right or wrong. It's just however slow you want it to be. I like for it to be pretty slow, just to stay on track with you slow kids out there, you know. Come on now. If I can get it to the right speed. Oh shit. Let's see what this looks like. We'll take it. If I do say so myself, that'd be looking kinda spicy. Pretty good. Oh, we're definitely starting it right here on this ugly little beat drop. I want it. Okay, so right here. And then here's another sync point. So add the velocity again. Just gonna slow it down a little bit. It's a little too slow. A little too slow. Let's see. Okay. And just bring it back up to meet the other clip. So a good reference point to make sure that all your clips are synced is on this little preview right here that you can see. And this, it's always going to end in the scope and begin in the scope. See? And you'll be able to see the bullet trail if you're not cutting out frames, which is not recommended unless you know what you're doing. Okay, so there's that first clip. Delete all the audio. We're gonna do some gunshots, which is usually forbidden in a Guy Scott video. I hate gunshots because they just sound so trash, but this kid has his voice recording or game chat recording going, so we're not gonna use it. Where the fuck is... oh, here it is. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, before I do this, let's go ahead and edit the soundtrack real quick, just to make it sound a little crisper and more full. So I add smooth / enhance and reverb. Yeah, that'll be it. So I'm gonna take this up. Well, here, let's listen to it while we do it. Okay, smooth enhance, the very first one. Drag it all the way. Drag smooth enhance all the way to the back, so it's the first bass sound. Bass is in beginning, and then mess with the reverb. We're going to do cathedral, cavernous space. Turn this. Let's see. Yep, sounds pretty good to me. But all reverb does is just creates the echo on the audio. And then smooth enhance either smoothens the audio or it enhances it. Self-explanatory. Okay. See, these gunshots already sound fucking stupid. Let's see. So I cut the part that I want to be slow mode, like the sound of it, and you just control drag the end of it until you get these little squiggly lines, and then that's how you know you can slow-mo or speed up. And to get the audio to match the new speed, you press right click properties, lock to stretch, okay. And I usually do it whenever the velocity gets slower, obviously. I just fade it in, put a different fade on it, and put on the next shot. And if you put the gunshots a little bit before the actual beat, it makes it sound more on sync. That's a pretty good tip someone told me a while back. This one's too far up. Oh shit. Alright. Just bear with me while I speed through and put these gunshots in. This is one of the boring, tedious things. Slow-mo this. So basically all I'm doing is cutting it before the bolt sound comes up in the audio, and I'm just slow-moing the bolt just to match a little bit. And then right here, then we got the Twixtor going, so we're gonna have to get pretty slow. Now obviously if this was an actual edit for somebody, I wouldn't be just dropping all this in, and I would be going over it. But here, we'll edit the audio on this too. Smooth enhance, reverb. Enhance all the way up on the audio. And you don't have to do Cathedral, you can fuck around with these and see which one you like best, but Cathedral has the most ambient sound to it for sure. Let's do I don't usually mess with how loud the reverb is on this. Okay, something else you can do, track EQ. And this is how you muffle the audio, so that'll probably sound a little better. Okay, so another good tip that I learned from someone is turning the audio level all the way up. Right click, insert, remove envelope, and volume. And this just boosts the audio levels all the way up, and you adjust the volume with the slider right here. So it sounds fuller. It's still pretty, let's see. Let's turn this up a little bit as it hits on this last shot. And another thing we could do, intro sound effects. Let's see what we got. Some swooshes. I don't know what any of these sound like. I just drag them in and see. Let's try this one. This one. Right click, switches, and normalize to boost the levels. I'll take it. I'll take it. God damn it, this fucking scroll wheel is pissing me off. Okay. I can probably turn this down a little bit. Yeah. Let's fuck around with this for a second. I don't like how this is so simple. Turn this up a little bit. Oh shit. So we're just speeding it up on the beats again. It's still kind of slow. Okay. Alright, the sync on that looks better than anyone else known to man. Just kidding. Not really. Yeah, I am kidding. Let's check it out in 30 FPS. It's probably gonna look a little choppy with the Twixtor on it. Oh shit. Oh, yeah, see how whenever you change the frame rate after you sync something in velocity, or sync something with velocity in 59 FPS, and you change it to 30 FPS in the preview, it's going to cut the frames a little bit and not look exactly right. So that's why you sync and do all your editing in 59 frames per second, and then render in 30 frames per second. So let's see, what can we do now? I'm not going to do this whole edit because y'all don't deserve it, and I don't have the time. but I do have time to sit here and make a tutorial, which does not make sense. Let's make a quick color correction on this, see what we got. Here, we'll just use a little, well no, I'll show you how to make one. So a good starting point for a color correction is color curves, obviously. Just for the contrast. Then, god damn it, why do I keep opening that? Color corrector. This is just going to be a simple CC. So whenever you add something to a track, I'm adding the color correction effects to the layer above the clip, and you're going to have to drag this composite tab back for the effects to show up on the preview. Turn this gain down a little bit. Let's reset this. I like my color corrections to be a little flat because I do a lot of color effects, so it makes the colors stand out a little better. And then I also have a preset for this. Where is it? Base grade. Let's see. I wonder if this is going to open. Oh shit! I'm surprised my computer hasn't started smoking yet. Even though I be smoking. Okay, so, mute this shit. I don't know why the fuck I have this on here. This is just, if you want these settings, I mean, it's pretty simple. I just did color adjustments on all the coloring. And then this right here, turn this down a little bit. This is just messing with the contrast to correct it a little bit better. And if you want to group tracks together, you click on it, hold Control, click on another, right click, track group selected tracks. There you go. Now you don't have a bunch of tracks on your screen that you have to mute for the color correction. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, pretty basic. Nothing too crazy. I'm not much for over-the-top color corrections. I like it to make the game look better than it does already. Or at least try. Just like correct things, you know? Color correction. That's what it is. It's not color pink. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing with the glows and shit? Okay, alright, I guess I could, I'm gonna go ahead and render this really fast so that, the next part of this tutorial is, it goes by smoother in the preview and it's not super frame ratey or whatever. Always disable resample before you render. And if you want to select everything, press D 2 times on your keyboard till you get this square. Highlight all the files, all the video files. You can't highlight the audio in the video. It's got to be only the video. Right click, switches, disable resample. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Alright, and we're back, all rendered out and swagged out with our Yeezys and Diesel jeans. You know the vibes. Gonna go ahead and delete this color correction since I already rendered the clip with it. Let's check this out in 30. Oh, hold on. If you see little black lines like this on the sides of the clips, it'll do you some good if you just crop it in. Look at this, Gully's presets. Holy shit. This is from when I made a cut com for him, which never heard back from the man afterwards, so see ya. Okay, so we cropped it in 1 frame to remove the black lines. Let's check this out. 30 FPS. See how smooth we working with. Let's turn this down a little bit. See? This is the level y'all need to be on with your syncing, bro. It's so fucking easy. It's just some of you guys are cutting out the frames of the scope and just chopping the clips all to hell, and I don't know, man. So hopefully this will give you some direction, because some of y'all are lost. Okay, so we're gonna do some effects now. Well, we'll do the pan crop first. Pan crop's pretty simple. You right click, video event pan crop, and this is where the keyframe work comes into play. We're not going to do any earthquake or anything like that, because that's going to be too much for some of y'all. I always start the beginning of the clip zoomed in a little bit. You don't need presets for this. You can literally just eyeball it and it's fine, but I'm OCD, so... Here, let's see, start this right here. And you can go, maybe, I would recommend 7 to 15 frames at the most in between your keyframes, just so that it has the smooth transition in. On these I'm going about 7 frames in. Okay, let's see. Okay, so another reset right here at the beginning of the next shot. Then we're going to start back on this keyframe. For the main shots, I like to go about 10 keyframes in, and obviously zoom it in more than before. I'm going to get a little funky with this pan crop, so I'm not really going to explain the method on this. I'm just going to kind of show you how to do it. Pan crop 1, reset. Okay. Another 10 keyframes. Zoom it in. Yeah, let's take this in a little bit more. Now, like I said, there's no science to this. No, you gotta do this every single time. You can just use your judgment on it, and it'll definitely get you where you need to be. I don't like that. Let's see. Okay, then reset. We'll probably add some shake to this, since it's a little easier to work with than earthquake. Take this one in a lot. Reset. About 15 frames, since we got the Twixtor going on this. It's a little slower. Then we're just gonna slowly pan it in until it ends. Okay, and something that I recently started doing that makes the pan crop look a little better is I highlight all the keyframes, right click, and go to smooth. It just works better with the pan crop style that I do, where it zooms back in like that. You'll see. let's see if we can add some shake. Where is it? This is, the way that I'm editing this whole thing is exactly how I do every video. I do all the syncing first, render it out, and then go back and do the pan crop, and then render it again, and then go back over it with effects, and then that's it. So 3 total renders every video. It just keeps the projects running smooth and keeps it clean, and you can, I can't really explain it, but you can do different things when the video file is all rendered out instead of chopped up. It's just easier to work with, to be honest. Maybe I should just use earthquake on this because fucking shake settings suck. I don't know, we'll try it. I don't really know how to use this. So if any of you want to make a tutorial on how to use shake, that would be pretty cool. Let's see. Wow. Wiggly. That's like so fucking garbage, but I have no idea how to use this. Let's see. Now I'm not really going to explain what I'm doing with all the shake settings because it's a little more advanced with the keyframes. But you can at least watch. Whoa! What happened there? We're taking this shit off. See ya. Where is it? Right here? Right here? Yep. Reset. Okay. This is a little too... Oh, wait a minute. Where'd it go? A little too fast. There we go. Okay. I'll be right back. Alright, let's do a quick watch through with 30 FPS to check the pan crop. Alright, looks good enough. Go back to 59 FPS and let's do some effects. So with the effects, you know, I'm gonna just keep it pretty simple. I'm not really one to over the top with it. Alright, so gonna have it blur down into the clip. Started at a heavy blur. Frames out, reset the blur on the beat. Then get another blur right here. Let the blur go fade a little heavy until he shoots. Then right about here. reset. Okay. Okay, so for the lighting effects, I usually create a track above the clip and copy it up. Once the pan crop is all done, I copy it up, change this to screen, insert, remove envelope, composite levels, and then we go to work. And just don't go too bright, you know, use your judgment once again. I'm going about 12 to 15 frames out for this. Oh shit. If I could get my mouse to cooperate. Alright. Okay. That is done. Actually, let's see. Let's get one right here. Just a light one. And then on this bottom track, insert, remove, envelope, composite level one more time. And this is how we fade it to black. So if you want to darken it in between shots, which is exactly what we're going to do, just line it up with the lightness keyframing. Once again, no real science to it, just use your brain, you know the vibes. Okay. And this one we're going to take it kind of dark, since it's a pretty good beat. And then obviously the final shot. Okay. Alright. So, pan crop, lighting effects, syncing, Twixtor. Let's do one more and see what we can come up with. This is kind of a electronic-esque type song, so I'm gonna show you another little trick, which is pretty cool. Time warp RGB. It's how you get this. That a lot of people, well, I'd say a lot of people probably know this effect, but just don't really do it, I guess. So we're going to do the same method with this that we did with the other key, or the other tracks. Going to change this to lighten. These are just compositing modes that change the way the effect affects the actual clip itself. So let's start it in like this. actually. Here, I'm actually going to put this on source alpha, which is the original compositing mode it was on. Take this down. Gonna do it right here. Wow, you can barely see it. That looks fucking garbage. I'm gonna just delete all these keyframes. Not satisfied. Here we go. Okay, so insert, well, let's see. We're just gonna do it this way. Insert video track. Radial blur. Reset. Add it to the track itself. Drag the composite tab behind the effect. Then on this last shot, we will animate the blur. Create a keyframe. And just... Here, honestly, I could just delete this track, because it is not doing me a single thing. I just deleted the time warp RGB track, so you can disregard that if you choose to do so. Preset 1. Then just let it get a little heavier towards the end. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna add one more little effect to this. HSL adjust. This is how you do the desaturation. And this is also how you do this thing, where it cycles through the color hues. It's kind of cool. Alright. So we're going to start it out as desaturated. Oh shit. Then take it back down. Then bring it back into saturation. Then right here, we're going to turn the saturation down on the beat and slowly fade it out. Then back to saturation. Okay, let's see. I'm not really sure what else to add to this, to be honest. Maybe we could add... We'll get all pink color correction for you. See what we got. Actually what we could do, glow darks, this is a pretty cool one. If I can get it on the default, there we go. So right here, we're just going to use this to fade into the clip, which will probably look pretty decent. If it's dark enough, what the hell? There we go. Alright. We'll do one more effect. Warp chroma. Reset. And every time you add an effect, you have to drag the composite thing ahead of it and then back behind it so that the effect registers, which is pretty weird. Okay, so right here, create a keyframe. Oh. Then reset. Okay, so now that I have the warp chroma, the pan crop does not need to be zoomed in as much, because the warp chroma also affects the pan crop, or not the pan crop, but the scaling. So let's take this back a little bit. Copy this up here so that it's all the same. Alright, well, let's see what this looks like. 30 FPS. And to do a pre-render, you click on the track and highlight what you want to pre-render. Press Shift B. And we're off. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Alright, let's add some flicker. Because you know you can't finish an edit without some flicker. Put the flicker on its own track. Where does he shoot? Alright. Gonna match the keyframes. Just gonna take this to about 0.45. See what that looks like. And we're going to add this, drag this above the effect so that the flicker is on top. Alright, that is pretty much it for this one clip that I can show you. There's nothing else to show you. I showed you velocity very quickly. I showed you Twixtor. It's very simple. You just have to be mindful of the warping. Not the warping, you have to be mindful of the motion on the clip, because that's what creates the warping on it. Matching the keyframe to the clip keyframe with Twixtor. Check. Showed you some basic effects. How to keyframe them. Showed you simple color correction, audio editing. I believe that is all I have for you. If you want anything certain to be addressed in one of these videos in the future, comment down below. Let me know what you want to see. If I know how to do it, I'll do it. And I don't care to make tiny little specific videos. This was just a general editing grasp for you to try to get a hold of, you know. Yeah, I think that is all that I have. Alright, I hope you learned something. I hope this is helpful in some way, even if it wasn't entertaining to watch. Hopefully my voice put you to sleep. And like I said, comment in the description. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll see what I can do.